Here is Barkley, left side, big hole. Saquon Barkley! Uh-oh! Barkley! Goodbye! Dunk it in. Doncic, 47!
I'll give him a dunk. On a night you have 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Karras the snap, Moss the block. Burrow going deep, he's got him! Touchdown! Jamar Chase!
LeBron leaked out, they didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in! Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer! 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts. Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught. Touchdown.
Timeout. SGA. Probing. Piercing. Spinning. Hanging for the lead. And SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Hit road. Oh, come on. Justin Jefferson. You got to be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history. Edwards puts up a three. It's good. Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore. Is it Francis? Giannis says no. Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside. At both ends.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props. This is the Sharp Side. As always, we will recap yesterday first. CJ cashed, MPJ cashed, Brunson missed, Tim Hardaway missed. Such was the show. Prop Plug had Grant Williams. I'm not sure if he cashed or not. I didn't pay attention. I did watch the Charlotte game. Charlotte versus Houston. KD balled. Charlotte looked really good. So Houston came out at the beginning of the game, they were doubling all pick and rolls, especially if LaMelo was involved. I thought Charlotte made some incredible adjustments on the fly. The big man, Kalkbrenner, made some good passes, especially. So what they would do is they would double. He would roll. He'd be wide open, but then they'd bring the help. And I'm not going to say that he played it perfectly, but I was very happy with what I saw out of them. Charlotte last night. What else happened in the NBA? I think KD had like 35 or 36. Benny Mathurin went crazy. We talked about that on stream. I never ran it. Jokic did not get the triple-double. He had 6 assists. Another look we had did not run that. Jamal Murray finished with exactly 20 in that game. Let's see. Kawhi, 23 points. John Collins, 11 and 12 rebounds. Good outing out of Collins. Derrick Jones, 22 points. So that was a very competitive game, 1-point game. The Clippers did take that game at home. Golden State versus Boston. Golden State looks bad without Curry. And we talked Jaylen Brown had a triple-double in that game. What else happened in that game? Not much else to talk about. Orlando versus Sacramento. I think that game went the way we all thought it would. I spoke. Kings don't have any motivation. Orlando needs to pick up the easy wins. San Antonio won that game more surprisingly than I thought. I had a late ad of Royce O'Neal. He had 2 threes in the first half, but that game was such a blowout. He didn't finish the game. I think he finished 2 for 5 or 2 for 6 from 3. Let's go check. Yeah, he only played 26 minutes. I would have expected him in the 32 range. So blowout got me there. Wemby didn't have a big game, but he didn't need to. He didn't play he played 24 minutes. He had 17 points, 11 rebounds. What else? Toronto, Chicago, nothing really stood out. Detroit, New York was a good game. Detroit always had control of it. I said the wrong team was favored yesterday. I think Cade had a 40 ball. Let's check that. He had 14 in the first quarter. I mean, just came out cooking. 42 Cade had 42. Duncan had his 3 threes in just 20 minutes. I thought Paul Reed played okay. 7 for 9 from the field, 18.7 boards. Azor Thompson, he needs to get a reasonable jump shot, and Detroit will walk to the finals. If he can go 30% wide open, they walk to the finals. Tobias Harris had 10 boards in that game. Karl-Anthony Towns, terrible first quarter and finished with 20. 11 boards for Towns in that game. I did bet his double-double as a personal thing. I had a DraftKings 100% boost, so I just threw it on that. Cleveland was a blowout. We cashed MPJ's under, as I said. He had 20 in the first half. I wasn't worried. You know what I mean? Like, it was a 20-point game. So Atlanta versus Philly, we cashed CJ. That was pretty. Did y'all watch that game? Maxey had a nasty left-handed dunk in that game. That was pretty impressive. Jalen Johnson gave him 32 and 10. Anything else in that game? VJ Edgecombe, 3 for 8 from 3. Oubre, 17 points, no threes. I was back and forth between each of those. Never played either. Drummond's double-double. That cashed as well. Yeah, that's everything. Let's get into today's game. I have one bet. Yeah, I have one bet. It's in my Lakers game. That's the last game of the night. I took Reeves under 4.5 assists. It is juicy. It's minus 150. He's under in like 9 of 10 games this season with Braun and Luka, though. Austin Reeves under 4.5 assists. Okay, in more exciting news, Props.cash has opened up the site to everybody, so you can follow along on site now. Let's go this. Yeah, that should be good. I was looking at Clay's overs. Maxey was questionable and then ruled out or doubtful. So I was looking into some Clay overs, but there's not really any lines yet. Let's just get into our normal thing, though. We'll go game by game here, starting with Cleveland versus Charlotte. Both are on a back-to-back. I don't know if we have any injury news in this game. Do we think anyone sits? This is Mobley's second game back from an injury. Keep in mind, LaMelo has been on a little bit. I wouldn't say like a minutes restriction per se on back-to-backs. Well, yeah, I would say a minutes, like 28 to 33 is all he's going to play. Where is I know they got it here somewhere down here. Days rest, 0 days. Okay. And then let's look at the minutes. Also, I just want to show y'all some new shit in the new Props.cash site. This is really cool. So now not only can you hover over and see minutes, points, field goals, and this changes for whatever, like the PRAs I thought were very interesting because you see down here you can get potential assists, rebound chances. But you can actually click into here, though. You can see what his line was for everything. See what his line was, see how he performed against that line. You can see who played for each team, how they did. So another really cool addition here from Props.cash to the new tool. My YouTube people, will somebody drop a comment? Just because StreamYard's on some weird shit. Can someone in YouTube and someone on Twitch drop a comment? And if I don't see them, I'm going to assume they're not working because we're 8 minutes in. It's pretty unusual not to have one. If you're watching this, I don't think I can see the comments. Just so everyone knows, StreamYard's been weird. Ross. Ross is there. Okay. People are just busy this morning. That's cool. Ball assist over on a back-to-back. Lowe says testing. Appreciate y'all. We're good. So, actually, a fellow capper that I've been trying to get a collab with hit me up about this. I was initially worried about the back-to-back in the minutes, but yeah, he's crushed this line. They're not incredibly good versus point guards at stopping the assists. This one is interesting to me. Can we go? Let's take off the no days rest. How many games has he played without Bridges, and what has that impact been? Under in 2 of 3, but he did just cash versus Houston. And if y'all were tapped in yesterday, I said take that under 7.5 assists, right? And that cashed. You had to lay like a 150 on that as well. But I didn't release it because it never became like a minus 125, minus 130. That's what I was hoping to get for that particular one. Willing to lay the 150 on Reeves. But yeah, those are my thoughts there. And so here's when he plays outside of the top 10 in assists allowed. Wow. Let's go look at some 28 minutes, 22, 19. These are only happening in a blowout, and Charlotte's been playing incredibly well. So I don't think that's the case. Let's go stat filters, minutes, and get them up to 30. Let's go 28. Like realistically, I could see him playing 28, 29 tonight. 76% hit rate. Let me go to the model, type in. I think I did something wrong. I did do something wrong. I got to fix something in my model real quick. Shit. I didn't adjust the matchups yet. Second day back. My apologies. A little bit out of rhythm. Also, StreamYard's been on some nonsense. All right. 1 second here. So Cleveland plays Charlotte. Utah plays Memphis. Indy plays Washington. They played each other yesterday, huh? Dallas plays Minnesota. Minnesota plays Dallas. Pelicans play Milwaukee. Brooklyn plays OKC. I promise you, I doubt I have anything in that game. I do want to see what Demon did last night. I almost bet on him. Portland, and then this is Drew Holiday. All right, 1 second now. I will have today's projections fixed. I don't need to debug it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. Okay, we're good. That CJ and MPJ would have cashed me on a 3-man. Sengun trash ass had 2 boards all game. KD tweets were true. KD tweets were true. I don't think you're lying though. I do have LaMelo up and ready here. So LaMelo assists. I'm at 7.68. Yeah, bro. I think I do have to run this. What are the odds? I got a 123 at Pinnacle, 125 offshore, 130 at Rivers, 130 at Score. So my assumptions are that this line has gone up as well. So market support, model support. When do we fire? Shopping LaMelo assists. I might be there. Shopping LaMelo assists. I might be there. 130 is even available at FanDuel. I like that. So I could release it versus the 130. This is him outside of the top 10. Philly ranks 18th versus his position. $15 to 25 with 28 minutes looks green as shit. Why would I not bet this, right? Second official play, LaMelo Ball over 6.5 assists, minus 130. Second play, officially LaMelo over Give me a second here. I got to bet it real quick. I got to release it real quick. LaMelo assists over 6.5 minus 130. Good. I would love to have someone on a payroll that I could just have releasing shit while I'm streaming. LaMelo Ball over 6.5 assists minus 130. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of green here. Over in 6 of 8 back-to-backs. Over an 85% of games played this year versus the bottom 15 to 25. If you just take it outside of the top 10, it's what, 75%. I would like something to just give me last 10 out of 12 or something here, props.cash. I will. And I'll mention it to them too, because they're adding shit. Anything a competitor has that they don't, I promise you is coming. These boys are working. Also, if you have Pinnacle, you can get this at minus 123. Prop Builder is at minus 125. Can't speak today. Let's just do this. My apologies, y'all. My apologies. This is why it's good to get at it early. So I have most of this shit done before we even start the streaming. LaMelo is over this line in 6 of the projection on this number is 7.68. So our edge versus the 130 is about 17%. It's a very good bet. And looking at market history, it's definitely gone our way as well. Okay, I've got that bet. I've got that out. Today's picks look nice as hell. Okay, appreciate that. LaMelo, first one, good to go. Like it. Donovan Mitchell, interesting here. I would probably be leaning more points. Oh, hold on. I need to hit Stevie back and see if he wants to collab on that. Cool. Let's keep it moving. Donovan Mitchell, Charlotte, 10th versus his position. What's the head-to-heads look like this season? Is this season? Yes, it was. Okay, so he played 38 minutes, shot 6 for 24, 1 for 11 from 3. So volume was good, incredibly inefficient. This game, volume was good. He also played fewer minutes in a competitive game. 28 minutes for him in a competitive game is weird. Now, I wonder if they see what's cool about this is you can see if they like came back late. Looks like they were up 7 at half, 9 into the third. So no, this was a pretty competitive game. What were his fouls like? I know he's not generally the type to get in foul trouble. Personal fouls, 5. I'm going to assume he saw reduced minutes somewhere along the line because of that. 38, 8 for 20, not performed well. Now, I know with Harden there, things have changed. We can go. Okay, something is up with the site because is it just one player? No. Let me give him a refresh. As they said on the site, they are still in beta. These were all working a little bit ago. Damn. Give me a second. I'm gonna let them know. What is it? Free throw, ISO. Cool. I just bumped him about that. I probably have to use the mobile app a little bit here to get through the rest of this. Also, opening day for MLB started today. I don't know that I'll have much preseason volume, but just another thing to look forward to here. I'm going to see if it works different on my MacBook. No, it doesn't. Okay. Brandon Miller's line is 23.5. He had 17 last night versus Houston. Let's go look at Brandon Miller. I'm going to have nothing for Donovan here. Not officially, not yet. I wouldn't be shocked if Mobley sat in the back-to-back, but otherwise I think everyone should be good to go. What does he look like on no days rest? He's over in all but one game. Still had decent minutes there. They are top 10 defense versus position. He hasn't necessarily excelled there. I'm going to assume some of those games are blowouts. And then here, the Nets have switched the way they've played defensively recently. And I don't know when it happened, but the last couple games, because you all know we bet MPJ fairly regularly. Good matchups over, bad matchups under the blowouts. I think his lines are inflated often in blowouts. Anyways, we bet it often, right? So I'm watching these Nets games. Beginning of the season and in seasons prior, they were blitzing pick and rolls a lot. Now they look kind of similar to what Orlando was doing earlier. They're switching everything, and then they're not helping at all off of a drive, which that is kind of similar to Indy, right? So when you're betting Brooklyn and you're looking at their last fives, last tens, it's going to look different than the season. I don't know why I just got onto the Brooklyn tangent there, but it's because Donovan played them yesterday. Or no, he played Charlotte yesterday, didn't he? Or he played Brooklyn, 18-point spread. We bet it. So yeah, just looking at that game yesterday, it's different than I would have looked at it a month ago, or so. Anyways, long-winded answer. I think they're going to switch everything. I'm cool off Donovan. Brandon Miller, I want 0 days rest. My wife is home. It just freaked the fuck out of me. She was not home. I was like, who the hell is speaking in my house? Brandon Miller, not look good on the back-to-backs. I know there's no Miles, but this line feels a little high to me. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Off of a back-to-back, line is 23.5. Under this line in 2 of the 3. Now, I know Miles is gone today, but Brandon Miller PAs look decent for an under for me. That's what I'll say. Let's talk about Harden here. Let's go 2025. Let's go last 5. One cool thing about the new app as well is you still have to go look up when they were traded, but you can filter this to whatever amount of games you want to look at. So that's really nice as well. Once we get 13 games deep into his run with Cleveland and things like that, you'll be able to stretch him out and see those specifically. So Melo 4.5 rebounds, any leans? I like the over. I would lean over LaMelo's rebounds as well. I think you could go RAs if rebounds is a prize picks. What the hell are they called? Free squares or something. I don't have prize picks where I'm at, but yeah, I like that. I actually kind of like. Let's go to the model. What's Harden's points? Oh no, I'm right there. I am over his assists. Do we have any interest in Harden's assists over as well? What's the price? Plus money. Yeah, I like this at plus money. Are there any 7.5s for a reasonable price? Minus 150. I mean, I played a 150 on Reeves under. I like Harden's assists over. I do lean over Harden's assists. LaMelo, outside of his assists over, probably not going to run anything. Yeah, just his assists for me. Kneppel over in all 3 matchups this season. Let's look how he's done on back-to-backs. Some good, some not so good. Let's see with LaMelo. Beta mode still. Beta mode still. I'm giving grace. Okay, so that works. Still nothing. Interesting. Lean over Con Kneppel points, nothing official there either. Lean over Con Kneppel's points, nothing official there either. Jared Allen, I want to see who is and isn't playing. So I know we've got Miles Bridges suspended like one more game. Is that right? Bridges and one of them got 2. The other one, are they both back? Let's go look up the Hornets players suspended. Yeah, so Stewie got 7. I know he got the big one. What did Duren, Bridges, and Kalkbrenner here get? Or not Kalkbrenner, Diabate. This is why AI is taking over fucking, because I shouldn't have to read a 20-page article to get this. Hornets players suspended with Jalen Duren fight. Let's go see what these are. I know Stewie had the big one. That LaMelo assist is moving, so get on it quick. Get on it quick. Bridges got 4. Diabate got 4. Duren got 2. All right, good deal. So we've still got a couple to work with here. Yeah, outside of that, though, I'm going to wait on the injury news in that game. Just the one official LaMelo ball. Utah versus Memphis. I think I saw Laurie out officially now. Let's go check on that. I don't think Keontae's playing either. NBA underdog. Wingman, appreciate the likes. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Max Christie, doubtful. Powell's going to play. Laurie Markkinen, questionable. Eileen, he doesn't go. Utah, Keontae George is officially out. Yeah, okay. Collier assists. Paying kind of a crazy price, to be honest. Double-double at -120 might be something interesting. Ace Bailey, I mean, he should be blowout proof as a rookie. Line 17.5. I've got no interest. Ty Jerome, what were his minutes in like the last couple? He's still very tight at that 20, 21, 22 minutes. I lean over his stuff as well. I just don't like the minutes he's getting ran. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of this game. Cam Spencer, what's his assist looking like? Yeah, they allow a bunch, but his line's all the way up at 8.5. I mean, probably a 7.5, 150, 140. That might actually be tempting. Let's go look. I was going to say, I really think I see him closer to that like 25-ish plus minutes. I still think this number's a little too high. No opinions on Cam. Well, I do have an opinion. I think that assist number is a little too high, but not enough for me to bet it. All right, Indy versus Washington. Bear with me. This one's shitty as well. I believe Pascal was out. A lot of people got injured last night. Trey Jones only played 19 minutes last night, which is crazy to me. Trey Johnson, I'm sorry. Trey Jones plays for the Bulls. Only played 19 minutes last night. Nothing wrong with him. Just only played 19 minutes. I know there's value in this game. I just don't see it. And I don't think it gets 8 up before tip-off too. Dallas versus Minnesota, 14-point spread. Okay, I generally don't bet those. We're good to move. Let's talk about Miami versus Atlanta. Jalen Johnson off a back-to-back. He's over his points line in 5 of 7, averaging 26.4. Let's take that away. Look at the season averages. 29, 24, 28 in the 3 matchups this season. Okay. I mean, this is not the Miami defensive juggernaut from years ago. This is the fastest, second fastest, third fastest team in the league. This number does seem a little wild to me, I will be honest. Trey Murphy, shoulder, listed out for the Pelicans. Suspect number. Not good in the restricted. So this is like when you have a really fast-paced team, this is why like defensive net rating and things are important. You're ultimately going to give up more points because you and your opponent are going to have more possessions than the league average. Doesn't always mean you're bad defense. In Miami's case, they've been bad at times defensively. There's no doubt about that. But it's not always, it's not always the case. I'm going to go see my Jalen Johnson PRAs and probably run this. I'm at 40. All right, we are back. My apologies once again. Share screen, props.cash labs. Bro said again, my apologies, bro. My apologies. No, we straight now. Jalen Johnson PRAs. I'm going to watch this one. Probably going to run it before tip-off, but they are on a back-to-back. Let's just see if anything crazy comes out. Looks like we got Sosa joining up. Sosa in the building. How are we, bro?
Yes, sir. What's the word?
I just hit the wrong button and accidentally backed out of my stream a second ago. So good timing.
Okay. Yeah, man. I was recording some stuff for like some shorts and shit. So this is the first time all week I really had like some free time. I've been trying to like fit like the streams and stuff in. I just been busy, man.
No, I feel it. I meant to get out some shorts and some Instagrams and some shit yesterday, and I didn't have the time for it. I did the streaming instead. So I'm on the same page. Like today after this, I'm going to try to get a couple things out on Instagram, TikTok, all that bullshit. Any play standing out to you today? I haven't gone through a lot. I did Cleveland, Charlotte, basically skipped Utah, Memphis, skipped Indy, Washington, skipped Dallas, Minnesota, and now I'm on Miami, Atlanta.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I got a list of like 10 rookies, 10 to 12 rookies that I'm gonna be looking to invest in relatively heavily in the second half of the season, and not just
Riley, Ace Bailey, kids like that.
Ace Bailey for sure. Gigi Jackson, not a rookie, but a young kid that is he's gonna start playing like 35 to 40 minutes a night. You know, he's fully healthy. They're trying to see what they have in him, right? He's not like this. He doesn't get a high qualifying offer. He's going to get insane minutes from Memphis, no matter who they play. He also has a level of versatility that's up there, right? He can defend. He can defend multiple positions. He can also match up offensively on at multiple positions. So Gigi Jackson's on there. Walter Clayton could be another one, right? Where we don't really know like his minutes distribution, but we do know that he's got a motor and you know he does have some sort of following after that insane run he just had in the NCAA tournament. So he's got a little bit of a popularity thing that goes with him, right? Like maybe put a couple more butts in seats because people know who he is. But him, like you said, Ace Bailey. Really interested to see how they approach things with Collier. I think Collier had insane numbers, right? And he's also a perfect candidate for a team that's tanking because he's going to be. It's a perfect opportunity for him to put up empty numbers where we think that it's good, but he ends up getting traded in the offseason. I do love Collier though. I think he's a good pro, but again, I don't know the real vision with him as far as the future goes. And then you look at certain things like I mentioned Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears. They gave up a ton to get to get Derek Queen. If you're going to give up a first-round pick in the 2026 draft, you're going to have to see what you really got with them two kids, okay? Because it ain't looking like a situation where Zion's going to be there super long-term. They might try to work something out to get Zion out the door. So Fears and Queen, I mean, I don't see a world where they're not averaging 35-plus minutes the rest of the year. I unless they're hurt or something, I don't see any reason for Fears and Derek Queen to ever come off the court.
Yeah, they've been weird with Queen's minutes, but I think it's just protecting your investment. Like you're not really making a playoff push, so get him quality minutes, but maybe – see, you got 23, then you got 32, 31, 18. I know some of these – that's not even a blowout. So his minutes have been weird, but I do think as we're in this final push, this last 20 games, see what he is and what he can be for your team, how you want to build around him. I just looked at Zion's contract the other day. I think they have Zion through this season, next season.
I think it's a player option 2 years from now. I think they have him one more year.
A player option, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I think you're right.
And also like they went from being in a bad situation to a relatively good situation because the last 2 years, one, he's motivated to play because he wants an extension, right? And then two, if you don't give him that extension, he's going to pick up the player option because he's not going to get a multi-year deal worth more annually. So they went from being in a bad situation as far as like thinking they have to offload him to him still possibly being the centerpiece of what they want to do. You got some level of continuity with Trey Murphy. It doesn't look as bleak, especially if Queen and Jeremiah Fears can develop into what you think they can. But it's still a weird situation for New Orleans. But again, I think this year is a year of development, and they have to try to win. Their first-round pick is gone. So there's no reason for them to try to tank. I think that someone mentioned, I don't know who was it, somebody mentioned it the other day on Spaces. Wouldn't be surprised if New Orleans tries everything to empty the tank to try to make the play-in. Not that I think that the Clippers are going to fall off or anything, but like they have no reason to try to lose.
Exactly.
And if they're going and if it becomes a developmental thing, cool. But if they have any choice here to try to win, I think they try because they don't have the luxury of saying, hey, if we lose, we get a first top 5 pick. It's just that simple for them.
I'm going to see how far they are out of 10th place right now. 15-41. What are the Clippers sitting at 10?
They're way out. But the thing is that I at least expect them to be competitive. You know what I mean? Like I because obviously we haven't. The reason why I say this is because I expect them to be somewhat competitive, just because it's the end of it's the second half of the year. They're going to try to fight every single night. Now, whether they win or lose, it's just like Indiana. Like I don't think Indiana goes out every night and they intentionally try to lose. They know they're bad, right? But if you look at the metrics of like a New Orleans, or you look at the metrics of an Indiana, they don't seem to be tanking. They seem to just be losing and trying really hard, and they're just coming up losing. If you
I
really
think the way they get around that is they sit people, right? So they'll go out there, they'll play hard, but Pascal's down, Naismith down. We're going to see that later in the year. So, no, I agree, and it's like a two-way street, because when you have young players, it's good because you get to first of all, they get run. That's the most important part about being a good player, is playing in NBA games. Not everybody is Cooper Flagg, where you just come out and dominate. From the Con Kneppel did the same thing. A lot of rookies don't play well their first 2 years and then become really good role players, Mm-hmm. And I think Derek Queen will be somewhere between a starter and a fringe all-star as like a peak for his. Jeremiah Fears, though, what's his ceiling? Will Riley, Ace Bailey. Like, there's a lot of teams like Trey Johnson. Last night that surprised me. That was.
You know what, bro? I think we know how talented he is, but we're just gonna have to not bet on him. Don't bet on him. We know he's talented. It's my issue with him is this: he just doesn't shoot enough.
Agreed.
I don't give a fuck if you go out there and you go 2 for 20. At least you put them bitches up.
Yeah.
He'll just stop shooting. I don't like that. I don't, especially from a young player. Like, what is this coach telling him?
Right.
It doesn't make sense
I couldn't even tell you who his coach is.
He goes to the Rising Stars game talking like he's him. First game back, nothing. He does nothing.
Why do you think they pulled him now? Because he just wasn't playing well? I mean, 19 minutes, he's a rookie.
Don't they play again tonight?
They do play the Pacers again tonight, same team.
Yeah, and it might be this. Someone mentioned this, but it might be like a backdoor handshake. We'll lose tonight. Y'all can lose tomorrow. I don't know. I know it sounds weird or whatever, but it's like, why do certain people sit? Why did you sit people to begin with off the rip? Explain it to us like we're 5.
Yeah. Laurie's out tonight. They moved him to questionable. I bet he doesn't sit. We're going to see him on a minutes limit for health. And he's going to be playing like 26 minutes, 28 minutes, the games he does play, because he's got nothing to prove. Like, he can get whatever bag he wants right now. He's a 7'3".
Who are we talking about?
Lauri Markkanen.
Oh, he got the extension. Remember, he signed the extension last year, so he got the bag already. He's already gotten it. He got the max bag from Utah. And also, this is another reason why you knew he was locked in. Remember, he could have signed his contract early to get like a different date to where they could have traded him last year. They couldn't trade him last year because of when he signed his extension.
That's right.
So they couldn't move him last year. And then they were like, you make a decision on, listen, we're only going to have so many opportunities to have cornerstone pieces in this organization. We found one in Keontae. We got one in Lowry. You got to, and then, they believe that Kessler is going to be really good as well. Like Walker Kessler.
I think he will be as well. Like, it's like a good center. Like, I don't think he's a Jokic, but he might be like a Zubac.
Yep. That's a perfect, and he can space the floor a little bit too, can shoot the 3 too. So again, it's like, you don't need, I mean, there's not many Jokic's, bro. There's not too many.
Right.
You know what I mean? The Jokic's and Embiid's, just not too many of them just floating around. You know what I mean? So like when you get a 5, you look at the 5s and it's like, hey, can this guy be anywhere near as good as Rudy Gobert?
Right.
Because that's what you're looking at, right? Like if Mitch Robinson can get you 20 minutes.
Yep.
Bar's kind of low, respectfully. Yep. I know that sounds
He rebounds.
Yeah.
Mitch can hit them boards.
So.
But yeah, I mean, circling back to the Atlanta-Miami game. Any thoughts on this one?
Jalen Johnson.
Dude, I was about to bet his PRAs.
They're on a back-to-back, though. They obviously played us last night. And I also halfway monitor Atlanta as far as the draft stuff. Because, I mean, they have a New Orleans pick, right? But could you imagine if they were just a few games bad enough to get 2 spots in the lottery and land 2 top 10 picks in this draft to go with what they have? No max player on under contract?
Yeah, I think that was part of the reason they traded Trey, because it didn't make their team immediately better. You got CJ on an expiring deal, so next year you get him off the cap. And then, like you said, you got no max players there.
You're going to pay him.
Yeah, exactly. You know he's getting that rookie max extension. So yeah, I think that was a look ahead line there for them. I think they're like, all right, this draft class is the best we've seen since at least 03. Let's try to make something happen.
I can see it, man. 2 top 10 picks to add to this. Grass might be greener on the other side if you lose about 10 more games in the back end of the season.
You are not wrong. You are not wrong. I thought CJ's played well there too. I don't mean to shit on him. He doesn't like move the needle for that team. He'd be a great third option on like a contender. Like honestly, if
he could be a top 3 6-man in the NBA.
Agreed.
If we're keeping it gangster in regards to CJ McCollum, he's never had a problem getting a bucket. It's just that he can't be the top guy or top 2 guy that you depend on to win. And like you said, third option, yeah. But I would love him off the bench for like a Minnesota.
Yes.
Like that would be, I mean, not that price tag, obviously, but you know what I mean? He'd be a perfect fit. I mean, I could see him, being like a 6th man. Bro, I think he'd be a great fit. Well, no, I guess I can't say LA because they have way too much defense. Well, not just that, but they don't play defense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's another issue with CJ. He's not gonna give you much defensively, but he can get you a bucket. That's not gonna stop. He can still get you a bucket.
I think Minnesota would make sense for him. I think Houston, if he came off the bench in Houston, I think that would give them a lot of.
Not a bad fit there either. But he's gonna have a market, I think.
I think he'll be in like the 30 mil range, 20, 30 mil range. He's not getting the max,
I don't even think he's gonna get that no more, bro. Because
really.
Yeah. Also, I think like he was tied in with the Players Association, right? So he got like that large extension from Portland. Then he got traded to New Orleans. They took care of him, and then he's been like a trade exception type of guy since he got traded because no one's going to give him that bread because his skill set is not that of a top 3 player on a team. It just isn't. It's kind of like Middleton. Middleton didn't deserve that max, but he got drafted by the team, so they had to pay him. It's the exact same thing with McCollum. The exact same.
Yep, no, I agree. Yeah, I'm looking at his shit right here. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think he'll be there's some dudes in the NBA making 20 mil that you wouldn't think they are. So I think he can be around that number. 30's too high, you're right. Even with the cap going up every year, but he could probably make a cool 20 mil.
I think he's I think he could fix the I think he could fit the bill and have like a back end of his career like DeRozan.
Yeah.
Where it's like he's a vet, he can still do what he does. And, I think that's because remember when DeRozan was leaving San Antonio, people were like, oh, he's going to go for a discount. And you were like, no, he's going to get $1 million from someone because he can still get you 20.
Yep.
So same kind of thing. Also as far as bets go for today, bro, like I've gone light. I don't love the slate. I don't think, what I'm saying?
I agree.
I don't love it by any means. Someone had mentioned Isaiah Joe. I believe that might have been prop this morning. I love the Isaiah Joe look. I also love Naz Reid tonight against the Mavs back at the crib. He's going to perform well. Somebody mentioned Isaiah Joe. I'm pretty sure it was prop. I also am probably going to run back Mathurin if he plays tonight. I think that if you listen to Mathurin in the past in the post-game press conference, he spoke very highly of Ty Lue. Ty Lue speaks very highly of him. And then Ty Lue was looking for a player who from the wing position and we could play 40 minutes. Mathurin fits that bill. If Mathurin's healthy, there's no reason to take him off the court once he gets in.
Yeah, what do you have? 35, 36, something like
38,
that?
38.
38, yeah.
38,
we all saw that coming, I think. But yeah, I heard the post-game press conference. He said Ty Lue might be his best friend. Like he's been looking for a coach to believe in him like this. And like when a guy feels like the coach, especially a young guy, Mathurin's still a young guy. When a guy like that feels like the coach is bought in with him, you see him play harder and more confident. I don't see any lines out yet. I'm going to assume it's in the realm of like 18, 19 today. And if it is, I'm with that over.
Yeah, especially because we're going to, like, they say Kawhi's playing right now, but we don't expect Kawhi to play. And if Kawhi don't play, that's 20 shots available immediately, and he's going to take at least 5 of them joints.
Yep.
So I don't have any doubts that Mathurin will continue to hoop. Yeah, now really, I like I said, like the Mathurin look. The problem with the Lakers is you have 3 players whose numbers 20 or 20 plus,
right?
And one of them is not going to get their number, obviously, or all 3 of them will get their number and they'll lose to a team because they'll all take all the shots. That's the issue with the Lakers. I mean, you're a Laker fan, right? You haven't gotten to see those 3 guys play much, right? Listen, unless the other players are super efficient around those 3 players, they're not good.
Right.
They're not, because they're all 3 of them are volume shooters. All 3 of them are reliant on getting to the foul line. And if those spot up threes guys and those other guys aren't performing well, the Lakers are ass.
Unfortunately, yes, I agree. Ayton's out. He has not been what I had hoped. He's shown it. He's been DeAndre Ayton. He's had good runs in spurts and looked awful with no drive in others. I know he's out tonight. We got Jackson Hayes starting, I believe, at the 5. But yeah, no, it's, as a Lakers fan, I took Reeves under the 4.5 assists. He's under in like all but 1 game with Bron and Luka this year. That being said, it's like 8 or 9 or 10 games, and Bron was on a minutes limit for some of these. Let's go players with Luka, with Bron, just this season. Yeah, so they weren't all playing full minutes here. Reeves, these last 3 games, he's been on a minutes restriction. 39 in this game, but 39 in that game, 33, 41, 35, and 40. Still under in each of those games. If we go pull up his usage, new update. Here we go. Usage is not like been the last 3, but keep in mind for these back 3, he's not playing a lot of like carryover minutes with Bron and Luka. They've been staggering the minutes. I think we bring him back into the starting lineup here. He settles into that first 8-game role. We see him 22 to 25 usage percentage. I don't think we see 42. And yeah, really like that Reeves under as a Lakers fan. That was my only bet in that game. Anything else I wanted to get into? We are almost an hour deep. 9-game slate, big slate. And I agree with Sosa. I didn't love it.
The weekend, though. And listen, as soon as the NFL went away, the NBA knew what was up, don't they? They got some heat coming, though, the next week and a half. Ooh-wee.
And it's not apparent today because everybody played the second day after the break, but there's not as many back-to-backs here in the last half of the season. Like the most teams are very front heavy on the back-to-back, and they'll have like 3 or 4 left in this back 20.
A team to look forward to that should have a very good second half is the San Antonio Spurs.
Agreed.
The San Antonio Spurs traveled, I want to say, 3,000 miles more than any other team.
That's crazy.
Before
the break.
Yeah, the break. And they also had the most back-to-backs of any team.
Okay.
The beginning of the year, right? In January, you can look this up. They had 5 back-to-backs in a row almost. In the month of January.
Like series.
Yeah, just like
series.
And so that's a team that they're young too, right? So like that part, getting that out of the way, I think could really help them as well. And also with the injuries to OKC, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they could fall back to the pack a little bit. It's not like some insurmountable 10 to 15 game lead like last year. It's not the same.
Not like 6 right now, right?
Not that I think OKC is going to fall off or anything, but there could be a situation where one of these teams make it interesting. Because last night you just had Detroit overtake OKC for best record in the league, and nobody saw that coming.
Yep. Also, the Spurs are a little closer to the 1 seed than I thought. 2.5 games back. Rockets, Nuggets are both 7. Lakers 8. So 3, 4, 5, 6 is a very tight race. 1, 2's getting there. Yeah, no, and the Western Conference, obviously. No, that's impressive. I will say the Rockets are the kind of vice versa of that. They didn't have a lot of back-to-backs. So they're one of the few teams that will have a few back-to-backs here in this final stretch. But yeah, no, I mean, these are all things to keep in mind as we enter the post All-Star break season.
Super excited from Wemby. If you remember, we're in the same boat as we were last year. Last year, post All-Star break, the entire world believed the Spurs were going to make a run. They had just gotten De'Aaron Fox. They were contemplating paying them. Then Wemby had that freak situation with the blood clots, with the deep vein thrombosis.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of the exact same repeat, right? We believed that the Spurs were going to make a run last year. They didn't. Now you look at them, they look like they're even more equipped to do the same.
They're my second favorite. I mean, I don't know. Denver, I feel like those 3 are in a class of their own. You've got OKC, Spurs, Denver. And then you have like the Houston, the Lakers, the Minnesotas. But there's like a tier 3. Which 2 of those teams have won? What Denver win it the year before or 2 years before? What did it go? Denver, Boston.
Denver, Boston, OKC.
Yeah,
and then obviously, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think that the finals is gonna be Boston, OKC.
Okay, I could see Boston with Tatum coming back.
Yeah, bro. Even if Tatum doesn't come back, I think they're good enough. I think Boston's good enough to win with what they have right now.
I don't know that they could beat the Pistons without Tatum. That would be the only team that I would be legitimately worried about, though.
I believe in the Pistons, and I'm a big Cade fan. All right? I do not believe they're the favorite to win the East yet because I haven't even seen them win a playoff series. And people want it to be like this cut and dry thing where you're like, oh, you're hating. No, I want to see them win a series first.
Mm-hmm.
Have they shown they're the best team in the East so far? Fuck yeah. That's undeniable. That's what we've seen. They played really well, really good basketball. Can we like pump the brakes a little bit though when we start like putting them up here or there? There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, we believe that they're good. And also, I don't want to sound like the gatekeeper because I was the same guy that was saying that, Memphis was next up and that didn't go as planned, right? Everybody's, oh, they're fine. They're good. They'll be back here.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? They haven't been.
Right.
So, it's cool to, hey, Cade's this or Cade's better than this or the Pistons are this or that, but the results have to show first.
Yep.
They beat the Knicks 3 times in a row. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. It's a great step forward for a young team. They beat them undermanned. Great to see. Happy to say it, but I'm not subscribing to guaranteeing them being the best team out of the East. You know what I mean? It's too soon. I think, and listen, I'm just going to sound disrespectful. I'm picking Boston or Cleveland before I pick Detroit. And it's not because I don't think Detroit's good. It's because I don't think they're ready. I like Jalen Duren. He doesn't impress me to the point. I think that also, I can be honest, I think Cade's the runaway MVP. I don't even think it's close when we look at everything, all things considered. I don't think it's close. I don't think anybody has to make up for a talent disparity more than him. Who's his number 2 option? Who's Cade's number 2?
Offensively, I guess Duren.
No one knows.
Right. Maybe Duncan. I mean, yeah.
Whoever he gets open.
Yeah, exactly.
But people don't want to say it like that. They don't want to be honest. Bro, Cade Cunningham is doing the exact same shit that Luka Doncic had been doing for years in Dallas. He's doing the exact same shit. He's probably even been a little bit more efficient, shooting the 3 just as bad, getting his teams just as in the offense, passing it, rebounding it, shooting the 3, making everybody around him better. What other player can you say that's in the MVP conversation where night to night we don't know who his number 2 option is?
No one. I mean, the Celtics, you could argue it's between Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, but they're both a better second option than the one on Detroit, right?
And all those players have championship experience.
Yep.
All of them have been through championship series. They've been to the finals, the conference finals multiple times. I mean, they that's a different. So us disrespecting them at the beginning of the year, it wasn't because we didn't think Boston was good. It's because you take a 30-point per game guy out of your lineup, you're expecting the team to fall off a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think we see him play very sparingly before the regular season ends.
I'd love to see it. Listen, I'm a Tatum guy, so I'm a big Tatum guy.
Yeah, no, I think we'll see him play, and I actually do agree with you. With Cleveland, I know Harden's never won a trip, but he's definitely won playoff series. He has impressed me. I was actually, you got to admit when you're wrong. I was one of the ones saying I thought that was an apples for apples trade.
Mm-hmm.
He looks better than Darius Garland in that system.
He surely does, and there's nothing wrong with having opinions about James Harden. He's not. He's failed. He's failed in the big moments,
right?
But what we cannot lie about is he's always made everybody around him better. You know what I mean? That's never been
apparent.
Yeah, that's not a question. It's just a matter of how much better. And then also, if you remember when this trade went down, I said people who are saying this isn't going to work. I don't think that people saw James Harden play alongside Maxey. And I want people to remember, like, he not only played alongside Maxey, he played alongside a center that led the league in shot attempts.
Yep.
You know, like Joel was taking the most shots in the league, averaging 35.
Yep.
So, the idea and notion that it can't work with a volume shooter next to him is fucking stupid.
Yep. Harden would get his when he get his, but never made a big deal out of it.
Yeah. So I'm just I'm not putting anything past Cleveland. I think they got a shot. I think Cleveland has a legit shot to still win the whole thing. I think. I will also say this: if OKC is 100% healthy, I think they beat everybody.
Yeah, who worries you more, Denver or San Antonio?
Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah. In a series.
Better perimeter defender, better, Jaden McDaniels on Shea.
Yeah, and also I like the move for Ayo. I think Ayo's a perfect fit because he can give you something defensively as well that those other guards didn't give you when you were in the conference finals. He can space the floor. He can put the ball on the floor, make plays for others. Then you still have elite floor spacing. Reed can shoot. DiVincenzo can shoot. McDaniels can shoot. Your best player can shoot. And all those things you need to be able to do against OKC. And for some reason, we keep forgetting this team's been in the conference finals back-to-back years.
Yep, they are slept on. That's for sure.
Last year, last 20 games, they were 17-3. The last 20 games of the regular season last year, and people start realizing, hey, well, when Julius Randle's usage isn't at a record level in the playoffs, he's pretty damn good. When he's not playing 46 fucking minutes for Thibodeau and no one else can get a bucket and he's getting blamed for everything, it's a little different, right?
Yep.
Go look at the series. He was hitting threes. He was making shots. People love Denver. And listen, I understand the affinity that you have for Denver, but defensively, they are not good. And then I fear that when they get to the playoffs, somebody will get hurt. It's not anticipating it. It's just the reality of what we deal with. I love Aaron Gordon. They're doing the right thing. Sit his ass down.
Yep.
Right? Beginning of the year, you saw it with Cleveland. Oh, Mobley's back. Sit him down. Just sit him down.
Yep.
Don't even play with it.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what we getting right now with a lot of this. It's posturing for the playoffs and making sure that everybody's right. No,
I agree, and I think Aaron Gordon being out does have a lot to do with Denver struggling on the defensive end. And I think as long as he comes back, gets 10 games before the playoffs, is able to run 28 to 34 minutes for them, they'll be a difficult team to play with. But yeah, the defense this season, they've just been so banged up. Kind of impressive that they're still hanging on there at the 3-4 seed. Jokic missed 15, 16 games.
My issue also is that like you can't look at a team the same way for the regular season as the playoffs.
Right.
Right? Like, I love Brown. I think that they're going to need Brown in the playoffs. He might not be performing well. But they know it's like, bro, when you get to the playoffs, as nice as some of these guys look in the regular season, some of them become unplayable in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, that's right. And
No matter how good.
circling back to your Pistons thing, that is a legitimate concern, because if they sell out on Cade, do you have someone that can give you 20 or two people that can give you 18? You know, something like that, to where if Cade only gives you 14, 15 points, you can still score enough points to be competitive. Detroit's got a good defense. Shout out to Brunson last night. I know Duran and Stewie are down, but Jalen Brunson looked good last night versus them. And they still got the dub. The Pistons still got the dub. So I don't know. I do agree that defensively they are at the most risk of their star being, because even if Harden averages 15 a game for the rest of the season, he can go out and give you 30 any playoff series. You want to double team Donovan Mitchell, you're getting buckets. And if it's not just from Harden, it's from Mobley, it's from Allen, and he's generating it all. If Tatum's back at all, even if he gives you 24, 25 minutes, JB can be your best player. He won finals MVP. You know what I mean? So
and then you have the other guys who could, like, at any given night go for 30. Derek White can go for 30. Peyton Pritchard can get you 25. Vucevic can get you 20 and 10. They got it, bro. So the Celtics right now, being able to flip Simons into Vucevic, they get Tatum back. They not only have an insane starting five, they have immediate depth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Similar to the year they won it all. They had great players, great depth.
And that's why the Golden State Warriors strength in numbers is the greatest strategy, because that's what you see NBA teams converting to. You don't got 10 dudes that can get it done. You have a hard time winning in the NBA nowadays based on how these young teams are assembled.
Yep.
I like that. That's one of the biggest things that people don't realize with the Spurs. It's not just that they're talented; they're deep as fuck.
Yeah,
they can play 11, 12 guys on every night. They can play 12 guys. Keldon Johnson has an argument for sixth man of the year. We're not even talking about him.
Yep.
You know, so that's the Warriors gave us strength in numbers, and that's the thing. Look at the two teams in the finals last year. Depth. Team having a bunch of players that can all contribute. It's literally what you saw on hand from OKC and Indiana. 10, 11 players on each side playing.
Yeah. In Indiana, man, that playoff story last year was incredible. Were they weren't playing, were they? But they were probably like a 5-6 seed, right?
Who?
Indy.
I want to say they were like 7.
Yeah, see, that's
I think. No, they weren't 7. They might have been 4 or 5. Who'd they play?
6 seed. Just
okay.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. They were incredible. What a story, what a run. I still think OKC wins even if Hallie doesn't tear his Achilles, but man, what a run they gave us.
I will say though, I think they'll be right back when he's healthy.
I do too.
Because he'll be back with like an AJ DeBanza next to him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's perfect. I also think they have the perfect coach to tank with, because he's going to do it ethically. He's done it before.
Hey, this is a shit slate. So let's have this conversation. I want to know, you watch more college than me, so I'm asking you legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
Darren Peterson, is it just protecting draft stock? Is it he doesn't want to be there? Because if he just doesn't want to be there, he got to pick going to Kansas. He's not deciding where he
did he get to pick going to Kansas?
Why wouldn't he?
Believe that?
Why wouldn't he?
See, the thing is that people don't talk about the real reason as to why this is happening. Okay? And we want to be honest, this is about sneaker wars. This is about money. Okay? I want you to think about two things. Kansas is ran by Adidas. You froze. Your camera froze. Damn, you left me hanging here. Anyway, yeah, this is hilarious. The video freezing like this is hilarious. Anyway, yeah, listen, Profit's obviously gone, but I will say, can you hear me? Are you good now? Your camera just kind of like did the thing. So yeah, the real reason why this situation is taking place at Kansas is because of sneaker money. It ain't because of nothing else. It's because Darren Peterson knows that there's $150 million from Adidas waiting on him as soon as he takes off that Kansas uniform. Okay? And if they wanted him to play more minutes, they should have gave him more money. We don't even know how much AJ Debance is getting from we don't even know how much AJ Debance is fucking getting from BYU. We don't even know how much money he's getting from BYU.
I thought it was like in the range of 5-6 million.
There's more than that.
Is that right?
There's definitely more than that.
Okay.
Definitely more than that.
So, do you think he's the highest paid?
Oh, without question. AJ Debance is getting the most money out of anybody by a country mile. It's not even close. But like I said, the situation with the Darren Peterson is this. If you knew that the second you took off a Kansas uniform, you're going to get $150 million for Adidas, would you risk anything? Absolutely not. Absolutely. The answer is
you don't think a chip gets him any extra bread?
No. Fuck no.
Okay.
Bro, listen, they look at him, look at the film. Bro, they're comparing this motherfucker to Michael Jordan and Kobe fucking Bryant. Who gives a fuck about how many him playing I don't give a fuck about him playing in college. I don't want to see him get hurt in college. I also hate Kansas. So it makes it easy for me to say this.
Okay, right? I hate Kansas too. So that
you watch Bill Self at these press conferences, right? Bro, I mean, really listen to him. He clearly can't say what he wants.
No, yeah, this is coach speak like a motherfucker.
This is don't fuck with the bag, Bill. This kid, and listen, you know who made this shit so difficult for Bill? Calipari. He never had to deal with this. Calipari knows how to deal with this because all his best players are one and done.
Right.
All of them. He don't got to talk about who's special. They're all kids. They're all fucking freshmen. Bill Self got a generational freshman to come to Kansas. And so what does he have to do? He has to build it all around him. Because who's cutting the checks? Adidas is cutting the fucking checks. It's not the school, it's Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you get this generational player, you got to feature him. You got to make him the star of the team. It ain't no question. And then you can't really question anything that he does because that $150 million that Adidas is going to give to Peterson when he goes pro is more important to Kansas because when he comes back to that school 10 years from now and you retire his number because he was a generational talent, he's already worth $1 billion to you. That's why you see Bill Self teetering the line. The only people giving him a hard time are media and Twitter. His coach did you even hear his teammates? His teammates are like, well, we're used to this. Like, we know.
Right. They really did. Right.
They were like, bro, he asked to come out of the game. He was cramping. We're up 25 against a team we should have beaten by 50. What the fuck else do you want? What do you want from the kid?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, again, it's not anything that has to do with anything. It's we as fans and people in general as fans being selfish, believing that these kids owe them something. Kids don't owe them shit. Talking about they pay him money. Listen, bro, that little $4 million, right? It's not even reparations. Because how long have these schools been pimping these players for? 50, 60 fucking years? But you want to tell me, oh, he's getting paid by the school. Who gives a fuck? We just know about it now. You think motherfuckers weren't getting paid before? You think Adidas wasn't paying for players to sign with them? How many dudes you seen leave Duke in the last decade, not named Cooper Flagg, that didn't sign with Nike?
Facts.
We'll wait. There's only one, Brandon Ingram. Every single other one signed with Nike. You think that was by accident, bro?
Nope. So you're saying Nike's feeding them bread while there still was?
No. At Duke, it's definitely Nike. Because remember also, Duke ain't really started getting that Nike money until Coach K became the national team's coach.
Yeah.
They didn't even fuck with one-and-done players until Kyrie decided to go there. So now you got to cater it a little differently, right? Bill Self was not used to getting a ton of one-and-done players. He might get one, but the rest of the players are in the program for 2 to 3 years. So he can't criticize Peterson the way he wants because before Peterson pulled up, I'm only there a year, bro.
Facts.
And it was Self's decision to sign him.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really say shit because you're placed in a situation where you can't alienate him. You can't pick sides and say you can't pick the teammate side, and you can't really cause any ruffles because that Adidas situation isn't. Also, I'll end my whole rant with this. If Peterson plays in the tournament and empties the tank, all these dick eaters are gonna have to shut the fuck up.
And that's what I'm really curious about. Like when it gets to tourney time, you don't think we see this, right?
Absolutely not. And even if we do, right? Think about how fucking dumb we're all going to look when we're saying, oh, he's taking him out of the game. He has to come out of the game. They're up 25. So why else did you, he doesn't need to be on the floor. And the thing is, I don't care about him asking out of the game. I don't care about none of that. If he was asking out of the game because they were down by 15 and his feelings were hurt, it'd be a little bit different.
Yeah.
If he was getting subbed out of games, they were just getting smoked. That'd be different. Because
Right.
we see it. Because what do they do? They try to link him and AJ, right? Same draft class. Well, AJ's second best scorer went down, and he just went out and put his head down and kept playing. Cool. That's awesome. It doesn't change anything. AJ's been committed to the state of Utah since his sophomore year of high school. He goes to BYU, where Danny Ainge was the freshman leading all-time scorer up until last week when AJ Debinsa broke his record. AJ Debinsa is going to be on the Utah Jazz next year, whether we like it or not. He's going to be on that team because I'm going to tell you exactly what will happen. Okay? If the Jazz don't get the number 1 pick, AJ will do one of two things. He will either tell NBA teams he's not playing for another team, or the Utah Jazz will trade all of those draft picks that they have to whoever has the second pick. Because AJ Debinsa is the only player out of this group who can tell a team he's not playing for them. And they'd be like, okay. Because he could tell Sacramento, I'm not coming to Sacramento. Mm-hmm. He could tell them. And what are they going to do to him? Draft him? And then, yeah, in order to get him freed, Utah give him anything they want.
Yep.
And it also, you know how you know that's a fact? Now you know how I know what I'm saying is factual? Darren Peterson has all these question marks, right? Mm-hmm. AJ Debinsa leads the entire country in fucking scoring. Is shooting damn near 50, 40, 90. He should be the unanimous number 1 pick.
Yep.
But on every mock draft, it's Peterson because the whole world knows that Debinsa wants to end up in Utah. That should tell you everything you need to know. Debinsa's not going to any other team but the Utah Jazz. And if he does, he'll figure out a way to get to Utah. He's been playing he played high school prep ball there. He goes to BYU. Danny Ainge is from Utah. He's a BYU alum. They've put resources into that program to secure the services of AJ Debinsa.
Right. No, I feel it. I didn't know he had the 3-pointer he does coming into the college season this year.
He didn't.
Oh, really? That's
a new development.
Yeah.
See, he always had that KD mid-range pull-up, or not KD, that Tracy McGrady pull-up, mid-range pull-up.
Yep.
Because if you notice too, and it's another reason why I compare him to T-Mac, he loves his left hand.
Mm-hmm. I have noticed that.
Drive left and come back
to the right,
or stop in the, you know what I mean, or come back to even one. That's a T-Mac thing. T-Mac loved using his left hand, just going left and just rising up on top. That was his game.
Mm-hmm.
That was T-Mac's game. And then obviously T-Mac had the Tracy, which literally was the Tracy. You know, he could shoot that bitch from anywhere. Yep. So that's my pro comp for him. I think that like he has a complete offensive game. The 3-pointer's coming, but that's the difference between him and Peterson. I watched Peterson play, bro. There's nothing offensively he's not good at. Like, I mean, elite at. He can shoot the pull up, off the dribble, off the catch and shoot. He can get wherever he wants on the floor. Can get any shot. He's efficient from mid range. He's as far as offensive bag, Peterson could average 20 in the league right now. That's why everybody doing all this right now is going to be doing this.
A couple months from now. We won't give a fuck about any of this. I will say I watched the full game, Kansas versus WVU. WVU won that game at home, very surprised. They were like 6-point dogs and won by 6. Everyone around Peterson struggled, though. He had like 23 and 7 assists, but the team around him really struggled. So No, I've got to see him a couple times. I've got to see Debansa a couple times now. Darren Peterson has more flow. He's very fluid with his game. Debansa reminds me, I feel like T-Mac actually is a really good comparison because like T-Mac had to handle and all the athleticism in the world. It didn't always look super fluid. I think Debansa is a really good comp there.
You seen Acuff?
No, I have not.
Acuff is the second coming of Darren Williams.
Okay.
Everybody talk about other guards. I want people to go look at the tape of Acuff.
Who's he play for?
He plays for Arkansas. The dude that just dropped 49 the other night.
Yep, I remember. Yep.
Okay, I'm telling you, that's who he is the second coming of Darren Williams. He big guard. And the thing about Darren Williams is this. Darren Williams had a bag, but it was a very, very limited bag.
Yeah, he was good at what he did. He didn't have like a lot of shits. He had that like crossover, that tween.
You see how you say it was like it's just that hard ass, regular, boring ass crossover that would work every time.
Yep.
If you watch Acuff, it's the same sort of deal, bro. It's the same sort of deal. He that's how he plays. He reminds me a lot of Darren Williams. Not that he's not athletic or nothing. He's probably a little more athletic than Darren Williams, but I mean, like, as far as the way they're built and the way that they execute the offense and they execute plays, he reminds me so much of D. Will.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'm just.
Now, do you think my shit actually froze there a second ago too? I had to reset it.
But yeah, it's just
Where's Boozer go? Top 3?
Yeah. I mean, the top 3 picks are already secured, bro.
Acuff top 10?
Acuff's probably 4th right now.
Okay.
Acuff's probably top 4. A couple other guys that like are gonna like. I ain't gonna lie. I think Nate Ament is gonna get a GM fired.
I'm taking him too early.
Because I think he's fooled some teams, and he's gonna fool some teams based on like what he's done so far at Tennessee. And I don't think he's ready for the league at all. I don't think he's ready for the NBA. I think like I like the progress I've seen, but bro, I could just see Bam Adebayo catching the ball on the block against him and putting like a hole through his chest when he drops his shoulder.
Okay.
He's gonna get somebody fucking fired. I promise.
I see him projected 8th right here on this. I'm looking at the Tankathon site here. They've got him projected 8th right now.
He's gonna get somebody fired, bro. I promise you, he's not good yet. I mean, he might have like a high ceiling, but it's certain guys, bro. I would rather be in college than sitting on the bench of an NBA team.
No, I feel that too. And I was just looking at the numbers too. There are college kids. It's funny because when you get drafted, the first round pick, I think he's at 16 mil this year. It's hard to make more than that. But at 10th, you're at about 4 million. Well, I'd imagine. So what do you think they are at 20th, right? There's a spot where like it makes more financial sense to stay in college. That's
what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Unless it's like a breakneck guarantee
that you're top 5.
That not in top 5. Lottery. I can live with lottery. You're still getting paid. Listen, you're still getting paid. And also, like, you're seeing situations now where going undrafted has benefited players.
Austin Reeves. He told teams, he's like, look, I'm not fucking coming to y'all. Yeah.
And now he could be looking at a $40-50 million paycheck next year annually. Right. So like it's going to be interesting to see. But again, for me, this is the best draft I've ever seen. And it's better than LeBron's draft. I'm going to say again, it's the best NBA draft I've ever seen with my 2 eyes in my life. I've never seen this level of skill, bro. You know what I mean? We've seen like freak athletes, but bro, like it's like these guards are built for the NBA now. It's like knowing that, like, listen, if you can't shoot the 3, you're not going to play. If you can't make reads out of pick and roll, you're not going to play. And all of these kids, like the kid from Illinois, Wagler, holy moly. I didn't think he's nice as shit too. He's really, really good.
Keaton Wagler.
Unbelievable. Looks like a child. Looks like a baby with a mop top and can hoop. I mean, absolute dog.
So I'm looking at his strengths and weaknesses here. everything on offense, strength. Weaknesses, defense, steals, defensive rebounds, and blocks. Like this kid, like his offensive profile is incredible. I'm looking, his effective field goal percentage is at 56.9. His true shooting percentage is at 625. His 3-point percentage from NBA length this year, 38%. Yeah, I'd say he's okay.
You talking about Wagler?
Yeah, I don't think I've watched Illinois play this year.
Bro, he dropped 46 at Purdue. He's unbelievable.
Wow.
He's unreal. Like again, and this is a guy who's not even projected to go top 5.
You're right. I've got him right now at 7th here.
Yeah, bro. Like Acuff's probably going. They got him probably going higher.
They got Acuff at 9. They're all right there. Wagler, Ament, and Acuff are all 7, 8, 9 right there.
And in the top 3 is good, but then you got guys like
Caleb Wilson, Kingston Flemings, Mikal Brown. What are your thoughts?
See, Mikal, to me, entering the season, best point guard prospect of all of them. Entering the year. See, because Mikal played for USA Basketball last year in the U21s, or the younger crew,
Yep.
and him and AJ were on the same team. Now,
Okay.
I watched those games really a lot because a lot of those guys, a lot of these big freshmen were featured in it, right? Mikal Brown was the best player on that team.
Okay.
AJ won MVP, but AJ kind of did. Remember when Kobe won the gold medal and he won it because he locked down the other team's best player? That's why AJ won MVP. There were a couple of games down the stretch where Mikal had to basically put the team in his backpack and carry them and literally win the game. He was the best player, in my opinion. And then what's going on is Mikal started the season banged up, 100%. He had a back injury. But it's like, having an injury, but they're not like reporting it. So he's still playing. So we're not like, we see him not perform well, and people on the internet start dick riding and hating. Oh, he's not good. And then since he's been healthy, he's been averaging like 35 a game. He had the 40-point game, the 45-point game. Then he dropped 29, 25. He's been right back to being the guy. I like Kingston Flemings. Kingston Flemings showed me a lot against Iowa State last week with his shot making. His ability to put it on the floor. I didn't know that his shot making ability was so high level. He's going to be really, really, really good. I mean, bro, this is the best assortment of guards I've seen. Because if you notice, guards aren't going 1 unless they're Anthony Edwards. They're looking for that positionless player. They're looking for that guy that 2, 3, 4 who can play the 1.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. I just described Cooper Flagg. He's a 2, 3, 4, but he can play the 1.
Yes.
You can run the whole offense through him. Right? They're looking for big wings. That's why, that's where we're at.
I only watched 1 game of Duke this season. Boozer to me is like stretch 4. Is that a good?
See, he's because he shoots the 3. My problem with him is I don't like his game off the dribble. I think it's too basic. I think his game off the dribble is too basic. Now, if we're talking about a post big, best post big we've got in a cool minute. He could bang. He could play the 4. He could play the 5. He could be a stretch 5 too. The handle. He got put in a really fucked up situation against North Carolina. Also, a crazy stat about that Duke team. Duke has only trailed for 2 minutes this entire season.
Wow, that was versus UNC.
UNC and whatever other team beat them by like a bucket.
Texas Tech
Beat them by a bucket.
Yep.
Yeah. And they didn't. They led 47 minutes or 39 minutes of the game.
That's crazy.
And that's the reason why I'll never believe in Shire. And you've seen it through his tenure since he's been there, right? They don't win close games.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's very fair.
You look at the scores, and bro, all the games they've won, they just beat the shit out of everybody. But as soon as they get an opponent that can keep it close, or they let an opponent come back, they lose.
Are you a North Carolina fan or a Duke hater?
Die-hard North Carolina fan.
Okay.
I hate
what are your thoughts on Caleb Wilson, and what's his pro comp?
Caleb Wilson's ceiling as a player, and this is going to sound crazy. And I won't even say his ceiling as a player. Who he reminds me of with like the way he's built and the way that he plays, he reminds me of Kevin Garnett.
Okay.
Now, listen, I'm not saying he's Kevin Garnett.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. But the way that he's built, tall, skinny, doesn't have a problem banging. Got to get a little bit stronger. But that was the thing about Kevin Kevin Garnett. Everybody used to be like, he needs to get bigger or stronger. And he was like, no, the fuck I don't. Right. I can play the game and be good. I can win Defensive Player of the Year because I can move my feet. I'm versatile, and I can protect the rim too. Caleb has all those intangibles on defense. He can get it off. He can get it off the dribble. Mid-range is good, but he's still growing as a shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know where his range will end. I don't know if he's like a 15 to 17-foot guy or if we're going to get the three-point shot within 3 seasons in the NBA. But he's got raw athleticism, extremely versatile defensively, can really, really move his feet on defense. Like on some Wembanyama shit, where it's like he can really, really move his feet. Has an insane wingspan as well. That's why and listen, I'm not saying he's Kevin Garnett. I want people to understand that. I'm not saying he's Kevin Garnett, but the way he moves and the way he plays the game, very similar, in my opinion, to the way Kevin Garnett plays. I saw a lot of people saying Acuff is like Stephon Marbury.
Okay.
But they're only saying that because he wears the wristband here. And I know why.
No.
I get it, though, like with like the giddy-up dribble is what we call it, right? Where it's like soon as he hits you with like that fake turn. And also, Stephon Marbury was amazing. But again, it wasn't like this insane bag because he was really just strong as fuck and could pass the shit out the ball.
He's quick.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? So it wasn't like it was just like that first step and he gets you with the handle and he's right into his mid-range or he's right by the big man for a layup. I like Acuff, but the reason why I say the Darren Williams comparison is how well he shoots the three. A lot of these guards, they're good at getting to the rim, right? We love Jeremiah Fears. We think he's going to be really good in the league. He can't fucking shoot. So they're going to leave you wide open until you start making them, buddy.
The Stephon Marbury, just that you brought it up, it is crazy that he just left the league and went and became a China legend.
Oh, bro. I'm super happy for him because he was Melo before Melo. Only thing is Melo's, if you know what I mean. I'm not comparing. I'm not saying he's just, I'm not saying Melo wasn't better than him. But what I mean was, if Melo wanted, he could have done the same thing that Stephon Marbury did, and he'd still be playing.
Yeah.
Because that's how good Melo was, right? McMelo was, and we saw him when he was at the end of his career. He could still play.
Yes.
They just, the media and these dumbass owners that don't fuck with him gave us this narrative that he wasn't good no more.
Yep.
So, and that's where, and Stephon was like, I'm not going to let y'all do that to me. You know what I mean? At least thankfully, Melo was able to do enough in his NBA career to guarantee his spot in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Because that was the difference between Marbury. Marbury knew he wasn't going to get in the Hall of Fame with what he was doing in the NBA. It wasn't a Hall of Fame resume. But
it was an all-star resume, but not a Hall of Fame resume. Yeah.
And what happens? Well, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It ain't the NBA Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Go to China. They built a couple statues for you. You're a first ballot Hall of Famer after retirement. People don't realize that Marbury was a first ballot Hall of Famer. He just didn't retire until after he got done in China. Because it ain't the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the Basketball Hall of Fame.
No, you're 100% right.
You know what I mean? So for all the people, and also a crazy stat about the Hall of Fame, just like random thought of Friday, right? Do you know that in theory, Luka Doncic was a Hall of Famer before he made it to the NBA?
Yeah, he's got like a bunch of sub-18 records in the EuroLeague.
EuroLeague MVP at 17 years old, bro.
Yes.
I want people to go look at the EuroLeague MVPs, and you show me one of them that's not in the Hall of Fame. I would also like for you to show me an NBA MVP that's not in the Hall of Fame. You can't. They don't exist. The only one that's retired right now that's not is Derrick Rose. And he's not even eligible for the Hall of Fame yet.
Wow, that's a good point. I can't think of one MVP in my lifetime.
Because it doesn't exist. Every NBA MVP has made the Hall of Fame. So anybody that tells you that Derrick Rose is going to be the Hall of Fame just should not talk hoops ever.
Yeah.
You win an MVP in the NBA.
He's the youngest of all time. Unless it's been broke since, I can't remember.
It is. He is the youngest MVP of all time. And no one's ever breaking that shit.
Yeah, he was like 19.
He's 21, 22.
Oh, was he 21? Okay.
22. He might be 22.
Okay.
Fresh 22, like a baby. Still a baby. I want to say 22. But, yeah, you know.
22, you're correct.
League MVP. And then remember, what made that, the reason why, and the thing is people forget this. It became a talking point because that was the summer that LeBron left to go to Miami.
Yes.
And then the very first press conference when the teams were, Derrick Rose was like, why can't I be the MVP? And you literally seen dudes like Stephen A was like, because you can't.
Right.
He was like, 'cause you can't. You're 21, dude. Like, you can't be saying this shit.
Yep.
And then he went and took that shit. So, you know, it was the big conversation. Also, I'm a big Rose guy. I love Derrick Rose, man.
Oh, dude, me too.
So special.
One of my favorite players to watch when I was growing up, man.
Super, super special.
When he got that 50 ball in Minnesota, like that was just.
Yeah, I was cutting onions that night.
Bags.
Definitely cutting onions that night.
Especially the post game when he was
he was like, he started crying like you're crying.
Yeah.
Man.
I might have been good till he got up there. You know what I mean?
Right. I was holding it together, and then it was like, man.
Yep.
When he announced his retirement, I was fucked up too. I ain't gonna lie, like, bro. When he got hurt, I cried. When he put me out, I remember like it was yesterday. I was like, bro, just turn the TV off.
Yeah.
Like I told my friend to change the channel. Like I was like, I won't watch this shit. So, glad to see him getting his flowers. No pun intended.
Me too. Well, shit, dude, we're an hour and 36 into it. If y'all watched for NBA plays, I got 2 of them. I don't love the slate. Honestly, I think there's 8 teams on a back-to-back tonight as well, so we don't have confirmed injury news for at least 4 games. A couple of them are blowouts. So you guys, you got 2 good ones. Hopefully we won. You got to hear some college hoops. You got to hear some NBA. So is anything you want to drop before we get out of here?
Nah, man. I'm just here to enjoy NBA hoops. The second half is going to be great. Second half is going to be very, very fun, because this is my final thought. Okay, if Adam Silver is going to tell the NBA that only 6 teams make the playoffs, right? And we've seen NBA teams lose on purpose to avoid teams in the first round already. How the fuck can you get mad at teams losing on purpose to not win at all? When we've watched teams since this has changed, the last 10 games of the season, lose and manipulate games to stay away from teams in the playoffs. That's allowed.
You see that all the time.
That's allowed. Oh, we don't want to see. We don't want to see so. And then also the thing that really fucked up the NBA 2 years ago that people neglect to remember is this. And you saw it last year more definitively. 2 years ago, the number 1 seed in the playoffs was decided on the last day of the season.
Yes.
Between Minnesota, OKC, and I want to say Denver.
Right.
And then I think Denver got the 1 seed, and they lost to Minnesota in the conference finals. And then OKC lost to Dallas. So, just a little food for thought. We mad at teams for tanking, but it's no problem with the team losing 3 of their last 4 games of the season to avoid a team that might be the 6th seed. No problem.
I think the Lakers did that last year, to be honest with you.
They most certainly did.
Yeah. I think they wanted to avoid Minnesota.
And they still got him.
And they still got him. Yeah. Yep.
So that's what you got to see. And that, listen, people think that like these teams are like so close by accident. No. Listen, now it becomes a problem because people weren't expecting OKC to come back to the pack. Last year, everybody's like, okay, OKC's easily number 1. Cool. Be top 6. You're good. Now, start looking a little different, right? Last 10 games of the season, shit, man, I might want to be in the play-in. I might want to see Wemby in his first series. I might want to see Kawhi and them go up against him.
Right.
That might actually, they could beat them. But I mean, that in my opinion, he's like, I just think of stuff like that. Like, but don't lose on purpose. But listen, lose to teams to avoid certain teams. Make it make sense.
No, you're facts on, bro. And I mean, I can't say much because my favorite team has implemented that strategy like year in and year out. I feel like I agree with you, it's wrong. But when it's on like a 1 or 2 game sample, it's different than doing it before the All-Star break.
Yeah, until you realize that the 4 worst teams in the NBA, right, are all going to have what if they all have 17 wins? You got to do something to make sure you have a better chance, bro. That's what we're doing. We're elevating and lowering our chances night by night.
Yep.
If it's okay to lose for a good team at the end of the season, it's okay for a bad team to lose all fucking year. That's how I feel.
I agree. I don't know any way that the NBA can fix it either. Maybe if you got rid, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on how they could fix it?
I don't want them to fix shit.
No, you like the way it is. It works out. Disparity.
I'm a Sixers fan, bro. We invented this shit.
Yeah, you did.
Created this shit.
Really?
Y'all thought y'all were born in the dark? I was born in the dark, brother. You think the darkness is your ally? I was born in this shit.
No, you're right.
We started this. And what we did it last year, and I know with VJ Edgecombe. Bro,
Yep.
fuck, do it again. Not because we were really bad last year, right?
Right.
But, bro, I'm a season ticket holder. Last 20 games, I knew we were going to lose. I knew what it was. And also, we complain more than anybody. Gamblers.
Yes.
You're a fan of those? Listen, bro. If you're a fan of the Nets and you've been watching AJ DeBanza play, you're okay with this shit.
Hey, if I get him next year, we ain't doing shit this year anyway.
Yeah, like why? Oh, you want me to be middle of the pack so I have a worse chance of getting? Shut up.
Right.
Like, bro, no. Be really good, be really bad. Right? Because you actually get more criticism for being mediocre.
It's kind of like the Pittsburgh Steelers going to the NFL version. Like, they've been stuck right in the middle, and you get no good draft picks. Like, yeah.
Exactly. That is exactly it. That is exactly the situation that we're dealing with. It's okay. Be really bad once if you got to. You know? And then the Sixers did it we did it 2 full seasons. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm okay with it. I mean, you're gonna give me Ben Simmons and Embiid. Well, remember, Maxey, we didn't actually tank. We drafted him like 16th. We got lucky with him. We literally hit the lottery with him.
Where did he play college ball?
Kentucky. Went to Kentucky and was one and done.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but we didn't know. No one knew he was gonna be that good. And what made it funnier was this. In that same draft, him and Emmanuel Quickley were teammates.
And they definitely took the right one. Not that Quickley's bad.
And people thought Quickley was better than him.
Okay.
Not that Quickley, again, like you said, just not that Quickley's bad, but also Tyrese has been a beneficiary of like amazing things taking place through his career. We got drafted by the Sixers. They went and got James Harden. I don't think any player affects how good young guards play in our lifetime more than him and Chris Paul. Any guards you see fucking with them or working with them or on their teams, when they leave, they all end up being good.
Yeah.
They all are good because he literally imparts into their existence. Mm-hmm. And you look at Max's game. He's right-handed. What's his best play? His step back 3. Where the fuck do you think he got that from?
Yep.
Who do you think taught him and showed him how to get the step back whenever he wants?
Yeah, and he's got a really good step back now. He can go left or right off of it as well.
And where do you think you think he was in practice 2 years straight with James Harden.
Yeah.
People got to realize that's what it was. He got all the little in-between stuff, all the little floaters. Come on, man. Not that he didn't have it, but when you have James Harden next to you, that's going to elevate what you do. It's going to make you better.
Right.
That's what it is. So, yeah. So again, I'm super excited for him. I'm just excited for the second half of this NBA season is going to be fucking lit, bro. It's going to be it's going to be fun basketball, and it's going to be real competition. So I'm super excited about it.
I agree. Like last night, that New York-Detroit game was good. The Charlotte-Houston game was good. There's going to be some shitty games, like when you have Minnesota playing Dallas, two different spectrums. Those games are going to suck. Utah versus the Grizzlies, if you're into watching Ty Jerome and Ace Bailey, that might be decent. Cleveland versus the Hornets. The Hornets are playing ball. That's a good game tonight.
Absolutely. Oh, listen, look at Josh Clemente. Hey, man, listen, bro. I don't know, but I know we're going to be just fine this year. We're going to be just fine in the playoffs. I'm excited. I'm not. You're right. We haven't won shit. We do have nothing to show for it. I can't say nothing.
Jared Allen, first quarter points, free money. I do like that. He's been playing well with Harden.
I have one question for you. Grant Hill or Melo? You should see my mentions right now. I put this poll up on Twitter today, and bro, like, I didn't think people would be this offended. Like it's the most split shit I've ever seen. So I got to ask you. And this is removing injuries. You taking Grant Hill or you taking Melo?
Well, hold up. Am I taking career for career, or if Grant Hill never got hurt?
Grant Hill never got hurt.
It's a lot closer because career for career, I take Melo. I don't ask a question.
Right. No injuries.
I see. I feel like I'm old enough to remember Grant Hill being a bucket and being an athlete. But if you're probably like under 27, you just don't know how good he was. Because like even when he got to Phoenix, he was over the hill and he was still averaging 18.
And it wasn't just that he was over the hill. He had like literally like career threatening injuries, like stuff that like maybe today wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Kind of the same thing with like T-Mac. It's like man, like or not T-Mac, Penny Hardaway. Yeah. Penny and him are so similar in so many different ways. Considering that Grant Hill side with the Magic. Mm-hmm. It's the same kind of like dynamic that kind of fucked you up with him. So the reason I asked the question is because, again, like you said, a lot of people aren't familiar with how great Grant Hill was. Like we've seen Grant Hill give Michael Jordan 40.
Yeah, and see that's why like I'm old enough to remember when he was still on the Pistons and he was still balling. And I think that did he get his first injury with Detroit or with Orlando?
Got hurt first year with Orlando, bro.
Okay, yeah. So I can remember him in Detroit going crazy.
Got that huge check, and then because you remember he signed with Orlando on free agency.
Yes.
And Orlando was trying to bounce back after
Shaq
bounced, where Shaq left, and then Penny got hurt.
Yep.
And but Penny got hurt because Penny went to the Knicks.
Yep.
Got the big contract from the Knicks, never got back to never recovered. And Grant Hill was just lucky. He just ended up in Phoenix and was able to fill a role, obviously alongside, Steve Nash, able to have like a much longer career because he could become like a floor spacer, an off-ball player, and he still played good defense. So
yes,
that's the reason why I asked, because like Melo's career was better.
Yes.
But Pete Grant Hill was probably a better basketball player than Carmelo Anthony.
Peak for peak, it's very close.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why
Grant was the obviously better defender. Obviously, like even at LaMelo's prime of his career, he was an okay defender ever at best. You know what I mean? You threw him out there. If you're playing 2K, he was a B-. You know what I mean? Grant Hill was a dog. Grant Hill could play defense.
Grant Hill, again, like I said, there's a reason why he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. But it's just interesting to hear the conversation, right? Because it's like it's a generational thing. Some people talk about Grant Hill like he was the next Michael Jordan. That's what he was labeled. People forget that.
Yeah. I think I was in a good time to see him. I don't remember him in college. I think he played at Duke.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
He played at Duke with Christian Laettner. Remember, he was on the floor when Laettner hit they're on the same team.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that now.
I was like a baby.
Same.
Like, I was still little.
I definitely didn't watch that one live. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I think I was a baby.
Yeah,
and I started watching ball. My dad played ball his whole life. I started watching ball at like 5-6 years old with everything, basketball, football, baseball. It's where all of my favorite teams were decided when I was like 5 years old and started watching sports.
Yep.
And to be honest, they weren't like good reasons. It was like my first game I can remember watching was Albert Pujols in the World Series. The Cardinals won that World Series. I believe that was 2001. Same year, I think Brady won it with the Patriots. And then Lakers the end of their tenure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how it all happened, you know.
They don't make those generational superstars like they used to. It was
Dude, I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. Albert Pujols is like one of the few first Rob, we said that already, brother. We said this slate sucks, bro.
Rob, man, my fault. Appreciate you tapping in on the regular. We are just bullshitting at this point.
Yeah, the game, like these games are tough, man. Maybe some live looks, maybe, who knows. But
Right. Yeah, shit. We an hour and 50 deep. I'm gonna jump off here. I'll probably jump on chalk shit in an hour. So
all right, brother.
appreciate you popping in.
You already know.
You going live tomorrow? It's Saturday tomorrow, right?
Probably some college stuff with Lowe to start the day, and who knows how the day will progress, but it should be a good one.
Okay. Sounds good.